Again, it's Amir Khan from Amir's Tech YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am gonna create a small student registration forum. In this registration forum, there will be something like name, username, password for entry fields, and meanwhile there will be labels on that. So at the last, you will be specifying your gender and you will be submitting the form. So to begin, we have to first of all, I've created two files, one for HTML and one for CSS. The name of the HTML file is index.html and same uh, for the CSS. I have provided a name called style.css. So to begin, let's start first of all by entering the index.html file, selecting a language. It's already selected, but I will specify it once again for the sake of your information. I will write the HTML language will be English and directory as LTR. I'll create a head and inside this head I'll provide the meta charsets which will be for the encoding methods. You can do this by just writing doc type, but I will be manually doing this because lots of our friends are just beginners. Student registration forum, Amir Tech GitHub repository. I will link this because if you don't link this, any changes that we are just uh, uh, any change we want to be implemented on the index.html file, so it will not be implemented through CSS. So the styling in each and everything which is required that I will be writing later on in this project on the style.css file will be not implementable on the index.html file because index.html file is going to structure all the website. To do this, I will write the name of the CSS file. So you can write your own CSS file's name. I will use this for the meta. The name will be viewport. The content inside this will be the wide will be device wide. And meanwhile, initial scale equals 1.0. So I'll create a body here, and inside this body I will provide h1. I will provide a class for this to denote that later on in the CSS. Student registration forum. So friends, sorry, here I will provide a div, and the name of the class of this div will be container. So I'll provide another div. The class of this div will be title, and I provide the title called registration. And after this, I will provide a forum, and the action will be action will be a hash mark. I'll provide another div. It will be for the user details. I'll provide another div inside this div. This will be for the input box. And inside this, I will be providing two span. The class of this will be details, full name. I'll be providing an input for this. The type of this will be set to text. I will not change this. And the placeholder will be enter your name. and this will be set to required. If we don't set it to required mode, so if we are not entering any value, the registration forum will be taking it as correct. So if you write required, any field has to be filled. If that is not filled, so we cannot proceed to the registration. I will copy this, friends. I'll paste it here for the third time, fourth, and fifth time, sixth time too. I will provide username, enter your username. I'll provide email here, enter your email. I'll set this to phone number, and these two for passwords. Confirm password. Enter your password and confirm your password. So after this, I will create another division, and the class will be gender details, and inside this I will provide three radio buttons as an input. Name will be gender and ID will be dot one. I'll copy this line of code and will paste it three times. I will just change the names of the IDs, and here I will provide a span called category. The name of the class will be category. Sorry, I don't have to specify these things inside a span. The class will be gender title, and I will write gender here. I will create another div. The name of the class will be category. Inside this div, a label will be for dot one, and this label will be taking an input and a span. Type will be radio. ID will be male. It will be for the male, and name will be for the gender. Span, the name of the class will be dot one, as we provided that earlier, and I will copy this section three times. This will be changed to dot two, this will be changed to dot three, this to female, this to other, this also to female, and I will change the text of the dot three label to prefer not to say. As you can see, friends, I've pasted this labels three times, and inside each of those those labels, I provided IDs and names, and meanwhile they are text inside the span. So I will jump toward creating another class, which is required in the name. Sorry, a div. In the name of the class will be button, because the last of any forum we need a button that will be registering each and everything that is provided by the user. So the input will be submit, the type of the input will be submit, and the value that it will be storing will be register. So friend, this was the HTML part. You can review this code from the line 1 to line 64. There is nothing else with the HTML, so I will jump into the CSS. So to start the CSS, friends, you have to create a CSS file. In this case, it is style.css, and I will start styling the index.html file through the style.css. I will denote anything, style for anything inside this website by asterisk mark. Margin will be 0, padding will be 0, box sizing will be border box. Meanwhile, font family will be Poppins and sans serif. So friends, here in this step, I cannot design my website blindly, but I will go live in order to check any updates inside the website. So friends, I cannot uh, develop and style my website blindly. So for that, I will go live in order to check the updates inside the website. I'll put this to the side and will continue styling. Display will be flex. Height will be 100 VH. Justification of the content will be center. Alignment of the item will also be center. Background will be of type linear gradient. I will provide 135 degrees. 372, sorry, BD9 will be the first color of the gradient, and the second color will be 12, 11, 29. So this was what for the body, and I will jump into the H1. The position will be absolute. Top will be 8% in this case. Left will be 50%. Friends, I have designed this project already in any video of my YouTube channel. I am designing the project prior to its video because it will save a lot of your time and will prevent wasting your time. Transform will be translate X. This will be minus 50%. Font size will be 32px. Font weight will be bold. Color will be white. And the alignment of the text will be center. I'll provide another styling for dot container. The max wide will be 700px. Wide will be 100%. Background will be white, or let's say triple F. Padding will be 25px, 30px. Border radius will be 5px. Dot container, dot title. Font size will be 25px. Font weight will be 500, and the position will be relative. Dot container, the title, and before this the content will be null. Position will be will be absolute, left will be 0, bottom will also be 0. So friends, as you can see, I have done styling for dot container dot title for its before uh, transmissions. So this means that whenever you place the cursor, that will be for the after, and if you do not place your cursor on the container, so before that, anything that I provide inside the styling will be applied. Height will be 3px, wide will be 30px, background will be linear gradient with 135 degrees, color will be 372, this will be the color, yeah, and the same will be applied to the second. Display will be flex, flex wrap will be wrap, justify content will be space in between, margin will be 20px, 0, 12px, and 0. I will write one for forum dot user details dot input box, margin bottom 15px, wide I will use a calc method here, 100% divide by 2 minus 20px, dot user details dot input box dot details, display block, font weight will be 500, and meanwhile margin bottom will be 5px, dot user details dot input box, input will be, the height of the input will be 45px, wide will be 100%, outline will be none, border radius will be 5px, border will be 1px, being solid with the color triple C, padding left will be 15px, font size will be 16px, border bottom white will be 2px. I'll provide transition prior to this, setting the transitions all 0.3 seconds with ease. So there are lots of methods for transitions. You can search them in internet and apply it on this based on your own interests. Input box, input, focus, border color is 9B, 59, B6. forum gender details dot category. This will be applied on the category that we have designed that inside the HTML. So if you come here, this will be implemented. The styling that I'm gonna write right now is implementing on this division. So for category, the display will be flex, wide will be 80%, margin will be 14 px, and 0. Justify content will be space between. Friends, I have designed this project prior, so in order to save your time, I am writing this fast. And meanwhile, uh, this project is not for those people that has not learned HTML and CSS theoretically, but this is for those people that have ideas regarding these two languages, and meanwhile they have not implemented anything practically in real life projects. So this will fit them the best. Dot gender details dot category dot height will be 18 px, wide will be 18 px, background will be light blue, and meanwhile border radius will be 50%. Margin right is 10 px, and meanwhile border will be 5 px being solid, and the mode will be transparent. So I'll provide styling for the classes dot one being checked, category label dot one. Border color will be white, background will be D9, D9, and D9. I'll provide for dot two being checked, so I'll provide styling for dot two, border color will be white, background will be I'll provide this as white too. Background will be D9, D9. Margin right will be 5 pixels. So we are facing an error because in indentation there was a problem. Wide is 45 px in 0. Form dot button height is 100%, wide is 100%, outline is none, and color is triple F. Border is equal to none. Font size equal 80 px. Font weight will be 500, and border radius will be 5 px. Letter spacing will be 1 px, and meanwhile the background will be linear gradient 135 deck. So let's jump to the form dot button input. I will apply hovering on this. So friends, in this case, in this section of the video, I'm using art media to specify the widths, the maximum wide in any dimensions. Uh, uh, Conclusively, friends, I want this website to be responsive to all the devices, whether they are small devices or large devices. Small devices could be lots of iPods and telephones, such as the iPhone 12 Pro Max, 13, 14, and 15 Pro Maxes. So here, max wide is 554 px. So I will style the container for the small devices. Max wide is 100%. Inside this, I will provide forum.user details, dot input box, margin bottom will be 300 pixels. Meanwhile, overflow y will be scroll. Dot user details, webkit, scroll bar. Wide will be 0. So this was all about the CSS, friends. We have designed HTML, the website in HTML and CSS accordingly. So if we maximize this, you can see this is our website registration forum. We can write Amir, Amir123, Amir123 at the rate gmail.com. Phone is this. Password will be. So friends, there is a problem because the password should be invisible. So we have to select index.html, and inside this, let's change this to password and this too. So if we save this again and then we reload this, you can see when I provide password, this is invisible. So anytime you click on male, female, gender, you see friends, the styling will be changed, and accordingly the gender should take its own field. So at the last, whenever you register, if you click on register, so this will tell you that this is required, and if you fill this form, so it will tell you this is required. If we come again to inspect mode, friends, you can see this is completely responsive. if we select iPhone 14 Pro Max. So friends, the scroll is also working. If you click on mail, email, and register, so it will tell you please fill out this field. Accordingly, friends, you can specify the H1, how to style that based on your own needs. That is not that much important and required. That is important when you are working on a real life project. So was a lab project. You can specify anything based on your own uh, desired stylings. Thanks of watching this video, friends. I hope you found this beneficial. If you have any problems, comment me down the box. I will be referring to each and every comment provided by you. Do not forget to share this video, subscribe it, and like it. And we will be thankful of your precious support. Thanks, friends.